Muscle memory is a terrifying thing because once you learn a movement wrong, your hands just refuse to forget it. That is the biggest danger with those flimsy, lightweight keyboards people buy when they start out. If the keys do not fight back against your fingers, you are not actually learning how to play a piano. You are just pressing buttons. That brings me to this furniture-style digital piano that has been taking over the internet lately. It looks like a classic upright. It has a wooden cabinet. It costs less than a fancy dinner for four. At first glance, it feels like a total steal. The craziest part is that the keys actually have progressive weighting. The low notes feel heavy and stubborn while the high notes feel light and nimble. That is exactly how a massive acoustic grand piano behaves. For a budget instrument, having that mechanical resistance is a massive win. It means your hands are building the right strength from day one. Then there is the sound. They are using a specialized chip from a French semiconductor company. This is not some generic soundboard pulled out of a greeting card. It handles a high amount of polyphony. That is just a fancy way of saying you can hold down the sustain pedal and play a massive chord without the notes cutting out halfway through. The sound lingers just like it should. It creates a rich atmosphere that fills the room. It actually sounds like an instrument rather than a computer simulation. But here is the catch. The assembly process is an absolute nightmare. I have heard from so many people who open the box only to find the wood veneer covering up the screw holes. You might literally have to break out the sandpaper just to get the panels to fit together. That is a huge red flag for quality control. It is inconsistent. One unit might be perfect, while the next feels like a DIY project gone wrong. Then there is the volume issue. Every single time you turn this thing on, it resets the volume to the absolute maximum. If you forget to turn it down before you hit that first chord, you're going to wake up the entire neighborhood. Instead of a nice smooth knob, you have to mash these slow response buttons to get the levels right. It is a strange design choice that feels a bit cheap. Some players even say the keys feel a bit too stiff for very fast songs. Also, keep an eye on the speakers. There are different versions of this piano floating around. Some have smaller speakers, and some have much more powerful ones. The listings do not always make it clear which one you are getting. If you get the weaker speakers, that high-quality sound chip is going to feel muffled and thin. You want that extra power to really hear the resonance. Even with those flaws, it is hard to ignore the value. For someone just starting out who wants a piece of furniture that looks good in a living room, this is a tempting option. It does not look like a piece of plastic sitting on a metal stand. It looks like it belongs. Just go into it with your eyes open. You might need to be handy with a screwdriver and a little patient with the quirks. It is a beginner instrument with beginner-level manufacturing. If you can live with that, you're getting a lot of features for a very small price tag. It is about finding that balance between what looks good and what actually plays well. This piano walks a very thin line between those two worlds. It offers a professional feel in a beautiful package, but it demands some patience in return. Take the time to double-check the speaker wattage before you click buy. It makes a world of difference. Your ears will thank you later. This is definitely a case where you get exactly what you pay for, with a few surprising bonuses and a few frustrating hurdles. If you're looking for more deep dives into the world of audio and music, you know where to find me. Keep exploring and keep playing.